All right, everybody, welcome. Tim Anderson here, aka Renfail. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be doing this miniature today. I still don't know if it's going to focus. I turned the focus on and it's not wanting to focus, it looks like. Well, I showed him on a YouTube short a little while ago and on TikTok. This is a older bard. Um, he's an old man. And I've got a reference image. We're going to see what we do here today. I don't know exactly how I'm painting him yet. I think we're going to do the robe first because that's the biggest quantity. And then we'll do some details and then we'll get into, washes and stuff. This will not be a one-day paint. The skeleton we did last week was a one-day. This will be a 2-session, possibly 3-session guy. So we're going to get to it now. I don't show my face in these streams. But you can see me in lots of other streams. I just moved my webcam down for these. So if you want to see my face, don't forget to tune into the other videos we've got. And if you're here live on Twitch, don't forget we do miniature painting every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central. I'm a little early today, about 15 minutes early. 10 minutes early, looks like, actually. And then we do stand-ups on Wednesday nights. We do D&D on Sunday nights at 9. And I was doing incarnate map making sessions on Mondays at 5, but I finished up all the maps I need from the Escape from Parthana module, so I may need to find something else to replace the Monday sessions. We shall see. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, all those good things. If you want to pre-order our tabletop books, you can do so over at patreon.com/wandering hermits. Books are due out May or June, depending on our move. Don't forget we just brought Nathan Napalm on as a character artist. You can find more information about that on Sunday's post over on the Patreon page. It is an open post, not behind a paywall, so you can go read that, get more information on everything that's being worked on. And hopefully you'll join us in Discord as well. Links are down there. So the reference image I've got, I want to do like this autumn orange for his robes, but what I don't have is like an actual autumn orange. So what I'm going to try to do is I've got a really bright orange and then I've got like this peach. I'm going to mix a little of these up and I'm just going to see what I can come up with here. If I don't like it, it's not that big of a deal. We'll redo something else. But I'm going to be experimenting because I don't have anything that's exactly what I want. So we're going to come in here and see if we can't get something that's kind of close. I can also just darken down this normal orange, but what I'd like to do is see if I can't take this peach, mix it up a little bit, and get some orange in it. One of these days I'll invest in a spatula, I promise. I still have never done so. And then I just want a tiny little bit of the orange, not a lot. Just a tiny little snip here. And that might be more than I wanted. No, I actually might want to get a little bit more of that. Let's go ahead and drop a bigger dollop. That's probably too big of a dollop. When in doubt, never go too big. All right. That's good enough for a base coat. And then we will do some highlighting beyond that. So let's put those to the side for now. And I'm actually going to do the detail brush today because I don't want to get too crazy with stuff. We primed this guy earlier today, so my lighting is not the best, but again, we've packed away lights because we're prepping to move, and I'm not going to pull them out just for this. So we paint in less than perfect lighting conditions. It's all good. All right, let's get in here and actually have to pay attention a little bit here. Oh, we got a little bit on the bag there. It's all good. Herping and derping that's a bag. I am going to come in here really quick with the, because I didn't really want to get too much of that over the bag. Get some of that off anyway. Okay, let's come around the back side here. Continue to And no, I'm not talking much today while I paint. This is some detail work that I gotta make sure I pay attention to. Okay, that's in between there. I'm gonna add just a tiny little bit. Okay, now this part is edging, and there's no good way to do this without getting a little extra in different places. Down there in his armpit. I'm going to switch out to another brush here. Probably. Go a little bit under here. Yeah, there's no good way to really get some of that. So we're going to put that brush aside for the moment. Switch out to something different. Don't know which brush yet. Honestly, this one might work for some of the stuff I need to do. Okay. Trying to get underneath his arm. That's a little trickier. Looks pretty good. Alright, this is tricky stuff here. Trying to get the edging along his beard without actually getting too much on the beard. Okay. That's all of that. Now I gotta come in here and do this other side. This is going to be difficult right here. I think I'm just going to have to fake that little tiny little spot right there. Something like that. Getting into that nook and cranny space is going to be next to impossible. But not completely impossible, just difficult. Okay, it's not too bad right there. I've got to get into here above the bag. I may have to use my edging brush to get in there. Okay. That's probably okay for the first. Let me go ahead and see if I can't get some more in here. Alright, this is one of those that's actually got a lot of nook and crannies. So let's do a second. Should be able to get a second base coat on here. Get all this mixed up a little bit so we're not dealing with something too dry. Okay, let's go in here and get a next coat on. That's not bad. Okay. Dun, dun. Get that armpit covered. Okay. That is not too bad for that. Put that bad boy aside for now. All right, I think that's pretty good for the robes for now. And again, we'll come back and do we'll do washes and dry brushes and everything else over that later. It's not a bad base coat. Now, I probably want to do, probably going to use this same brush actually. Because this could count as like a straw color. We could make like a straw looking belt. Or start on the back side, give that a chance to dry. Hang on, so we got a belt and then we have, okay, that's a strap for his, you know, I can't do this yet. I'm looking at this and we gotta let that dry in the nooks and crannies before I can do that color. So we can do his hair next, it looks like. let's see here. We could do his beard and hair, which I kind of want to do like a gray-white, so we're going to have to do a little bit of mixing here. Where did my toothpick go? There it is. Just a tiny dollop of gray and then more white. I should probably use that brush for now. It's looking pretty good. Sort of an off gray, off white. Additional splotches of white in there. That looks pretty good. Okay. The question is, this guy's got some, it's really hard to tell where the beard sort of ends and the face begins, but I think it's right about in there, so we should be good. looks about right. Let's do the other side just so we can make sure we're matching that up pretty good. Oh, that's that. That's the leather bag thingy. I think that comes up all the way over there. Kind of looks that way. I think it's pretty uniform. And I think we've got enough of the mustache in there. We should be good. That's not too bad. I'm glad she thinks it's cool, Sparrow. Sorry if I delayed reaction there. This guy is not easy to paint. Um, there's too many nooks and crannies. Why did I choose this one to do on stream? I should have picked an easier one. Last week's was really easy because it was just a skeleton with like 3 or 4 colors. This guy is a pain in the butt. But I got the beard done now, at least a base coat. I'll probably do the belt now, which we're gonna do with that ochre. Where did it go? Because this is kind of a close to a straw color. And I'm slowly working away at the, where did I put that other brush? I'm working away at the, you know how the lids have residue in there? I'm slowly chipping away at that till it's not runny enough to use anymore. The gray was not. The gray was already done with, so I have to get into the actual bottles now. That's the thing with any paint you get. You can never keep them completely from drying up. All right, this belt. Mm-mm-mm. definitely gonna need to do more than one coat for this belt, because you can still see the base through that. And then really it's just this back side. By the way, for the folks watching, especially like for your daughter, Sparrow, I have like the worst hands. Like my hands are not steady. Anybody can paint miniatures. If I can paint miniatures, anybody can paint miniatures. But I'm also not getting paid, $500 per miniature to do these, so I'll save that for the professionals. Okay, so that's a first coat on the cord belt, which we can call straw, but I'll need to do another. This guy is definitely going to need a couple of coats on all the different things, which is why I said earlier he's not going to be a one session paint. It'll take me 2 or 3 because I'm going to have to do multiple coats to get this where I want it. Some of the easier stuff we can do today, though, I'll do all the base coats that I can. And I don't know that it can be overwhelming, but I think after you do 1 or 2 of them, just don't stream them like I do, because then you get it's even I get nervous when I'm streaming them. Um, if you just do off stream, I used to paint years and years and years ago with the pewter miniatures, back in like the 90s. Um, and I always liked painting the pewter ones, but nowadays with all these 3D miniatures, the tricky part is like not all resins and materials are the same. So like you just have to, and your paints are going to be different every time, because some of the paints, because no matter what paints you're using, sometimes one might dry up quicker than another, and so you might get different consistencies. That stuff always ends up affecting you no matter what. Um, I think I want to try this color for the staff. It's a little dark, but ah, get down in there. See if I can actually. to the hand, but not over the hand too much. All right, got a little bit at the top that we need to cover. Ba-ba-dum-dum. Today was a pretty artistic day. I did a writing session just before I did this. I got another chunk of chapter 12 done. This week was working more on chapter 12 than I am on the tabletop stuff, but that's because I got to get the chapter out by Thursday. So that staff is really dark, but that's okay because we will be coming back and adding highlights to it with the cardamom, which is a I don't want to. It's still it's a brown, but it's a much lighter brown, and I'll just do highlights all over the staff. But this way, I wish it would focus when I bring the camera up here, but it's not wanting to focus for some reason. When I have the oh, he almost focused for a minute. Come on, focus! I literally turned focus on today. It'll do my hand. See, hang on, maybe I can trick the camera. There's my hand. Focus on my hand. Will you also focus on the miniature? No, it's not. Whatever. We have a much darker brown for the staff at the moment. But then I'll come back and do highlights, and I'll probably end up putting some moss green over it too. Look like it's got a little bit of moss around the top or something. All right. That's too dark for the. You know what? Where's the? This is the cinnamon, which is a lighter brown, but works for some other stuff. I wonder if I want to do the. That's a good question. I probably need to do those all the same brown for the bag and everything. Dry my brushes off here. Yeah, I need to just do this with the cinnamon. This will be the tricky part. There's a tiny little sliver of strap right here in my shaky ass hands. That's good enough. Don't touch it anymore. All right. Now this is where I'm a little upset because I got orange all over the bag earlier because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, it looks like it's gonna cover up nicely. Cool. I'll still need multiple coats, but that looks like it covered perfectly. Alright, I'm gonna have to do the clasps on that bag, but I'll do those later. It's a different color. Okay, bag looks good on the bottom. Let's get the top here. Oh, to have good lighting would be amazing. Totally regretting packing those lights. Yeah, the cinnamon's really nice. I've used this, I think, on all of the other miniatures for like bags and boots because um, it's got a nice brown to it for like a darkened type of leather. So like this strap. Right here. Oh yeah. Now I gotta get the top side. And this actually disappears up into his hair. So I think that's pretty good. And I think the same. God, it might be too dark though. Is the question. Like it's. I need to paint his loot. But I don't know if it's. It's probably good as a base coat, and then I can add some weathering to it. That'll work. Or I could. I don't want to do this as a like. Let's just try it and see. Might as well. That is a hand, but the hand sort of ends right there. Yeah, that could have been an accident. One of the ladies I follow on TikTok, it's called Soshis or Shoshi's Minis, I forget. She paints minis for a living, and she had an accident the other day where she dumped a whole bunch of. Yeah, it needs to be a lighter brown, but I'm too lazy to do anything about it right now, so I'm just gonna paint it like this right now, and then we'll do a dry brush over this, which will give us a lighter color once we do the dry brush. Yeah, I'm way too lazy to paint, to mix any paints right now, so I'm just doing this as the base coat. Because I totally could have mixed this with this and gotten a lighter brown. But do you see me doing so? No. Time is money. Don't be getting all shaky on me, hands. Man, I am sweating right now. I'm so like into this. It's like it's detail. It's like, no, don't overpaint. It's the edging that kills me. All right. Gotta get this edging in. Don't overpaint the beard. Don't get the belt. Okay. Flip it upside down. And we got, this is where, oh yeah, I can't see squat here. Hang on. I'm definitely getting paint in my beard, I'll tell you that much. And whoever buys these minis may find beard strands. Get a little extra. Okay. I think honestly, I think that's cinnamon highlights in the beard. Yeah, you'll come in next time we stream, it'll be like a big chunk of brown down the middle. I think I want to try to do, I think there's enough. I think it's dried enough. I could do one more coat on the belt. Where's my ochre? No, that's the ochre right here. I don't know. I don't want to do the skin until the very last. Actually, I probably should do a coat of that today. Let me go ahead and do that. I say that now, and then I'm like, I should go ahead and do. All right. I totally got gray on his nose from the beard earlier. Paint that balded head. I apologize if everybody can't see the exact details of what I'm doing right now because I got to get this guy kind of close to me to get all these fine details on the head. Alright, so that's not bad for his little bald spot in his face. The eyes will be the very last thing we do. One second here. Is this the gray is still kind of a little bit over the top with his hair. There we go. Fix that little boo-boo. Okay, perfect. All right, one more coat on the belt, and that might be what we call for the day. This is also extremely reckless, by the way, painting the same space where your keyboard and everything is. Like, not to jinx myself, but like I have a bowl of water over here. Like, I don't have an art place, so I have to do it on my desk. Chris and I were talking about this. Like, one of the things when we move is we're gonna try to set up an actual, because she wants to get back into, she likes to paint and sculpt, and we don't really have a place for her to sculpt and paint here, so she hasn't done a lot of it, and she wants to do more of it. So we're definitely gonna set up an art corner in the new house. It's also nice because the new house is our house, so we're not renting that, so we can do whatever we want. We can add additional rooms, build on, put an art studio out back eventually. But for now, it's going to be all in one space. Living dangerously, yes, living dangerously. All right, second coat here. Flip her around so I can do this. Man, I can't see that little nook. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna get this little tiny bit here. Okay, that's actually not bad for that. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the hands. Well, we got to do that before we wrap up today because that's also flesh tone. So I got to get those done so we at least have a flesh base on all of the flesh. So it's just the hands. And then that's it for today. I love how this is literally called carne. It's literally meat. The meat color. But it works. It is a flesh. I actually need to dip into here to get a little bit. It's a little dry on the inside there. Let's. Alright, I got this hand. I need to move that. That could have been an accident. Yay. We don't want. I'm okay with happy accidents. I'm not okay with unhappy accidents. That would have been an unhappy accident. Ooh, got a little extra on the staff. Have to clean it up next time. That's an easy touch up, though. Yeah. Pintura de carne. Always makes me laugh. All right, those hands come up. And they do wrap around the upper part. I think it's about as good as it's going to get. Somehow I got to get in there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that cleanly. So that tiny little nook in there is just going to have to be left alone. All right. I think we can officially call that a wrap on the first session of our Old Man Bard. Obviously, there's still quite a lot to do. But I think we're in a good enough place that we can call it quits for the first session. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, Tuesday around 5 p.m. Central, to work on the next part of this guy. That does not, I don't want it to dry separated like that, so let's go ahead and give this another quick pull with some water. Get the cap on there. Same time, same place next week. We will then get into dry brushing the robes, do a little bit of touch up on the staff. I need to add a clasp to that bag. We need to do something. You're not going to be able to see, but you might not be able to see, but right here at the base of the loot is where the strings connect. So that needs to be a metal, like probably a brass or something. And then the strings, I may just leave the strings gray, which is the base paint. But I might add some details. And then up here at the top, there aren't any on here, but I need the tuning sections. So I'll probably use like a toothpick and just do like 4 dots, like brass or gold dots or something up here to represent the tuning wheels. And then I got to do his eyes. We may not do the eyes there. They're tiny enough. We might not need to do any detail on the eyes. I'm pretty happy with the hair though. The hair turned out pretty good. I did that white gray mix, so I'm pretty happy with the first. That orange looks a lot brighter on the screen than it does in real life. It's probably because I got the exposure on automatic for the camera for the moment, so it is orange, but it's not quite that bright. It's still not the autumn orange that I wanted though, so I'm gonna have to get creative with my dry brushes and see what I can add to the top of that. I might be able to mix that ochre with some of the orange, or maybe the ochre with the pink. I don't know. I'll play around with some color combinations next week, see what I can come up with, because that's definitely too bright. I don't want it that bright. It needs to be different. But overall, I think we're in a pretty good place for that first session with this guy. And we will continue on next week. Thanks for the follow, Nerd Holla. All right, time for the prerequisite spiel stuff as I'm down to the end of this here, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm Tim Anderson, aka Renfail, and I am 1/3 of the Wandering Hermits. As a matter of fact, why don't I just go ahead and get the camera up since I'm done painting? Ooh, that's quite a transition. I make up 1/3 of the Weave of the Void, which is myself, my wife Chris, who's currently working on a vertical image. I don't know what she's working on. And then my brother Joey. And we are working on the Weave in the Void, which is a 3-part project, which includes a tabletop campaign setting for 5th edition and a source book, along with the source book and the modules, which are all due out in May or June. Along with that, we have a point-and-click adventure game. I love these brushes, by the way. These were I'm not sponsored by them. I just got them. Really cool brushes. They've got all sorts of different types. They even got an angle one that I love, which I'll probably use to get into the nooks and crannies here. Anyway, also got a point-and-click adventure game in that project and a series of novels, chapter 12 of which is coming out on Thursday. If you want to know more about the world of the Weave in the Void, which is behind us, you can go over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/wandering hermits. Why are we painting miniatures? Well, the miniatures are part of our upcoming Etsy store. We're selling hand-painted miniatures to go along with our campaign modules and settings, and we're also doing Christina's got a bunch of prints and watercolors and some of the original sketches that she drew when we were first building this project out at the beginning of last year. So if you want to know more about that, you want to pre-order any of the products, or you just want to support, you can head over to the Patreon page. You can support for as little as $3 a month, which is a great way to buy us a cup of coffee and say thanks. You also get access to all the book chapters for that, concept art stuff, expense reports. If you want to pre-order the tabletop books and point and click game, those are at the higher tiers. And check out Sunday's post, which was an open post, not behind a paywall, because we talk about what Nathan Napalm is going to be doing for us now that we brought him on as a character artist as of last. I can't remember when we signed the paperwork. It was last Wednesday or Thursday. Maybe it'd been Friday. I don't know. End of last week, but we made the announcement late last week on social media, and then we did the Patreon post on Sunday. So check all that stuff out, everybody. We will be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central here on the We Were the Way Twitch channel for our weekly stand-up, where myself, my wife, and I, my brother, join up and we talk about what we worked on this week, what we're working on for the next week, for all parts of the project. And then, of course, don't forget Sunday nights D&D at 9 p.m. Central. We're wrapping up the Lost Mine of Fandelver. Sparrow, who is in chat, is one of our players, along with her husband Bounty Code, also Simmered, Nathan Napalm, my brother, and my wife. All things Weave the Void. Don't forget to join our Discord. Links are down below if you're watching this later on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, all those good things that you can continue to get updates for everything we do. And for those of you who are following along here on Twitch, thanks so much. And don't forget, for the subscribers here on Twitch, in March, or as soon as we get to 50. It's either as soon as we get to 50 or as soon as we get to March, late March, one or the other, whichever one comes first. We'll be hand painting this guy. This gives away. We give him away at 50 subs. And then if we get to 100, we'll do this guy. And then if we get to 200, we do this badass. And these are all official D&D miniatures. So don't forget, that's for the subscribers here on Twitch. You can also support here on Twitch if you'd like to. All right, I'm done with all the spiel stuff and everything else. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out, Sparrow. Hope your daughter continued to enjoy the stream. Hopefully I didn't drop too many naughty words, because I sometimes forget. Thanks everybody. See you tomorrow night. Thanks, Joe. Good to see you, man. Hope you're feeling better. Drink some chicken broth for sure. And what works for me, it depends on not everybody can handle it, but I like peppermint tea with honey. It does something for me. It helps clear out my sinuses, but it doesn't work for everybody. And not everybody likes peppermint tea. I don't like peppermint tea except when I'm sick. But hope you're feeling better, Joe. Get some rest. Get over that nasty whatever you've got. Hopefully it's not the Rona. It's just a normal cold. Although that nasty weather in Colorado right now. And hopefully we'll see you Thursday, Joe, if you're not feeling too under the weather. I was hoping to get you into, got to get you into some of those Lotro groups with my brother and I. And my brother's two really close friends that he's played with for years. We play Star Wars Out of the Public with them on Wednesday nights. They're coming to join us in Lord of the Rings Online as well. Going to be playing a captain and a Bjorn. I still don't know what I'm playing. I'm going to wait till Wednesday night or Thursday night and see what everybody's playing. I don't know yet. I've leveled up my hunter. I've got a rune keeper. I've got a minstrel. I've got champion. I got lots of stuff, and I can always create more alts. Anyway, folks, thanks for the day today. Get feeling better. Rest up. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see folks later on.